Ilhan Omar declares Somali criminals in the U.S. are not going anywhere. Specifically, Somali criminals, so she is saying the criminals are not going anywhere.
Yep.
This is on the Joe Reed Show. Go ahead, Rob.
I know that those of us who are Somali in this country see ourselves as Americans. That's what our passport says. That's what our nationality is. And we know that we are protected by the 14th Amendment. We know that we're not going anywhere. And there is no way. I mean, he needs to just, I know he says he hasn't met me. Maybe he should spend 5 minutes with me, because then he would know that as Somalis, we are never intimidated, and, you know, we're never going to feel like our esteem or confidence is shaken.
American flag in the back.
Get the hell
by
out
a
of here.
bigoted fool,
She probably spits on that thing every
making
day.
a mockery of the White House, of our nation, and of the presidency.
Do you believe her, Vinny?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You could just listen. A lot of people always want to, like, facts. Give me facts. Just your vibe and your feeling from her eyes and the words that come out of her mouth. She hates this place. She hates it, and she wants her people. Look at what her people have done. Look at what they've done. You've come to a freaking state, 90,000 people. I'm not saying it's all of them, but you've stolen. You've talked crap. You've bashed this freaking country. And now, when the head of the snake turns toward you, it's like, no. You guys are all racist, and it's all our fault. And I think it's absolutely disgusting, Pat.
Tom, what do you think about this? Because you're following this closely.
Yes, I found a story over the weekend from CBS News. That's right, CBS News did a deep dive on the failures of what happened in Minnesota. And do you know when it started? The first discovery was 2019, where the One Future, remember Feeding Our Future?
Yep.
Billed the state for $3.4 million, and somebody called it out, and they go, what is this? So it was $3.4 million. It was when it first started. And that was when that first woman got involved in it, who is currently awaiting sentencing, and she says she's going to appeal it and everything. But anyway, it suddenly ballooned, Pat. It ballooned a lot. Ready for this? Between 2019 2021, they claimed they served 91 million meals in the state of Minnesota. How the hell do you serve 91 million meals?
You don't.
You don't. They just kept falsifying name upon name upon name upon name.
91 million meals?
They claimed were served, according to the CBS News story. They broke on December 5th.
Okay, let's do math. Let's do math, Tom. Let's just actually do math. So here's the math I want to do.
From 2019 to 2021.
Okay, so 2 years, 91 meals, 91 million meals. Let's just do basic math.
Okay.
Let's just say they fed them 3 meals a day.
Okay.
Okay, how many total people are they, Tom? How many total people are they?
In Minnesota, you got to look up the population of Minnesota and then find out how many are kids. Because remember, you had to be kids under 16 for this.
So this was kids under 16. That's what this is about.
Yeah, the Feeding Our Future was children, right?
So let's do the math. If it's 91 million meals, 2 years, 2019 through 2021. Okay, so let's just say that's let's even say that's 3 years, which is what? 1,100 days. Okay, so 9,100 meal divided by 1,100 days. Divided by 1,100 days equals 82,727, okay? Then that's if they feed them a meal every day. Then if you take 3 meals a day, that's 28,000 kids that were fed every day straight for 3 years straight.
Unbelievable.
3 meals a day.
No, I don't believe.
No, not with the population of Minnesota.
That's
and the federals came in on it because Governor Walz received $250 million in federal matching funds because he took the program to there. They said, hey, we've been feeding all these kids and our budget can't carry this. We need this. So he was given the money in 21.
additional 250?
The 250. Now, who got the money? Who gave him the money in 2021?
Yeah. Biden.
Exactly. And then this goes, and by the way, they've now estimate that this $1 billion is just sort of a rounding of the first. No one will put together a hard number following up, but they say that it's like a rounding of what this is probably all about. But listen to Omar. Here's Omar's pathology. This is a failure of the FBI. That's what she said. Oh, to accuse us of this, you're racist. we are all citizens, or actually not. There is one estimate that said up to 60% of them are here illegally once they get around to checking IDs.
60%.
60% of the Somalis up there are there illegally. So look at her thing. Oh, now it's, this is our country. We are Americans. Look at all the deceptive angles that she's putting into this to create this, I'm going to call it the fog of war around the investigation.
And Tom, she became a multi-millionaire in this time frame. She was making no money, probably like 50,000, 60,000, and all of a sudden, boom, she's worth 28, 25, 30 million dollars.
Well, CBS pointed out that there were 7 people that were found to be living ridiculously lavish lifestyles on this.
Yeah, cars
and there
and
are
houses.
people that have been, incarcerated. It's 87 people have been charged, 61 convictions. The U.S. Attorney's Office is still all over this, but they're not getting cooperation. They're not getting witness cooperation.
Ilhan Omar's net worth when she entered office in 2019, she had negative $45,000 in student loan debt. No.
What year? What year?
2019.
Okay.
Today, her net worth is somewhere between $6 to $30 million.
We did that one already, and they say some of that's tied because of her husband. Yeah,
which is still,
it's a little suspect. Rob, what do you have here?
This is where she talks about the fraud being on the behalf of the FBI. It's the FBI's fault that they did not catch this fraud that was going to the terror organizations.
And who have been sentenced. If there was a linkage in that the money that they have stolen going to terrorism, then that is a failure of the FBI and our court system in not figuring that out and basically charging them with these charges. And so I do know that for many years, this sort of like alarm that there is money being transferred through the airport in bags and going to terrorism that accusation has always existed. There's never been here and there in those accusations. But if that is the case, if money from U.S. tax dollars is being sent to help with terrorism in Somalia, we want to know.
Yeah.
And we
really?
want those people prosecuted.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that that doesn't ever happen again.
do you, let me ask
This
you,
is
do
the
you
recency.
believe anything that's coming out of her mouth? She's the same woman that said on 9/11 about the terrorists that some people did something, meaning she wasn't like knocking them from what they did. And then one time she was talking about a professor and she was like so proud that every time he talked about Al-Qaeda, like he was happy about it. I love the fact that because of her big mouth, because of Tim Walz's big mouth, Pat, because of the mayor's talking about the president and bashing this country, it made everybody turn around, and now all eyes are on them. And I hope they all get held accountable, Tom.
She was a non-cooperating. She was not cooperating with anybody. This is only Face the Nation on CBS. CBS calling her, hey, come be on the show. And in the statements that she's made, she is doubling down. But you also see that she's putting together a defense here. Is
Of
what
course.
she's doing.
She's
It's like the ring. I mean, they got a lot of prosecutions going, and you've got U.S. attorneys appointed by Trump and others that are closing in on this now, and you've got her suddenly saying, "Oh, well, we want to have good things in America. We wouldn't want this to happen. We want these people prosecuted, but it would be the FBI's fault. Oh my gosh, it'd be the FBI's fault." But you see how she's moving from the staunch arrogance of just a few months ago to now she's actually I think she's trying to put up a defense here. I think she's getting ready for it.
Well, the question is, let's see what happens here. The reality of it is, how long does the current FBI have to investigate this? 3 more years. That's what they got.
Yes.
3 more years. You got 3 years to get to the bottom of it or not. If you do, good. If you don't, Newsom gets in. If he does win, guess what? This is going to clear up and it's going to move on. But you got 3 years to accelerate the process of this investigation.
Did you hear what she said on Face the Nation about Stephen Miller?
I have that.
No.
Pat, you have to like. I'm gonna let you guys.
Miller?
She called Stephen Miller, who's Jewish, basically called him because she's on the tour. Tom's right. She's on the Somali community, Minnesota fraud. We didn't do anything to her. Look.
Let's find justice.
Look what she calls Stephen Miller, a Jewish man, mind you. Look what she calls him. Go ahead, Rob.
and his white supremacist rhetoric. It
That's how you
reminds
hear it.
me, yes, it reminds me of the way the Nazis described Jewish people in Germany. And, you know, as we know, there have been many immigrants who've tried to come to the United States who've turned back, one of them being Jewish immigrants. We know the way that people were described who
Okay,
were
and Rob, you
coming
can pause it.
from...
Like, okay, first of all, you're calling a Jewish. I can see when they call Trump and all of us. Okay, yeah, Nazis, whatever. You're talking about a Jewish guy whose family probably lived through the nightmare of the Holocaust and all that type of stuff. For her to like, how disgusting and vile. You know what pissed me off too? Margaret Brennan sitting there, not one pushback, not one. Wait a minute, you're calling a Jewish guy a Nazi and a white supremacist. Like that says a lot about your character. This girl, Margaret Brennan. And then I did some research. Rob, look where she went to school. Where'd she go to school, Pat? Scroll down a little bit. She went to University of Virginia, where she got the highest degree, about bachelor's in foreign affairs and Middle Eastern studies, minors in Arabic, and also she married a guy who's Syrian. So I could see how she loves Middle Easterns, and she wouldn't call out somebody calling a Jewish guy a Nazi and a white supremacist. And then, by the way, you know how we did a lot of research on how, you know, a lot of these Middle East, not all, obviously, but a lot of these Muslim communities, they do the incest thing. And what does incest do? Lowers your IQ. We need to, maybe Ilhan has something in her family, because only an idiot would say something this freaking stupid. And then I thought about it. I did some research. Did you guys know this, Patrick? That her calling him a Nazi, white supremacist, Jewish, you know, all that stuff. Guess who her father is? Nur Omar Mohammed. He was a colonel for the Somali dictator Saeed Barre, B-A-R-R-E, Rob, who in the late 1880s ordered the genocidal bombing and extermination of up to 200,000 ISIS civilians in northern Somalia. So weird. You're calling him a Nazi and a white supremacist. Your dad actually worked for somebody that was doing genocide. So you need to shut your mouth, because now, like I said, nobody cared about you in your Somalia. Now everybody's looking at you, and now people are digging into you.
I love the way you connect those dots. And the other thing, if I'd been the reporter, I would have just come back and I said, so are you, wait. You're telling me you're a historian, you're going to talk about how the Nazis talked about the Jews. Yeah, I think you should draw a line there and go make your point without that.
Thank you, Tommy. Because Pat, you're an actual, like, legitimate reporter. You have a woman calling a Jewish guy a freaking Nazi. Like, what?
I'm not going to let you sit here and be a World War II historian.
Exactly.
This is Ilhan Omar's dad?
That's Ilhan Omar's dad.
Look at
This is a Saeed Barre.
Look at the mustache he's got.
Holy moly!
Inspiration.
Oh,
from
weird.
Yeah.
No, but that's her father was Nur, N-U-R, Omar Mohammed.
Worked
for this guy who did freaking atrocities and massacred and did a genocide. So please stop talking, okay? But I'm happy that they're doing an investigation into her and her freaking Somalis. And by the way, now there's Somalis. They're out there pissing on Donald Trump's star in Hollywood. They're out there making videos.
Do you have that clip of the guy that says, "I can't wait. The only thing I regret is that the president will never see." Yeah, that one right here. Have you seen this one, Vinny?
No, please show this.
Watch this. Go ahead.
Biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he is the reason, actually, I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know it. Somebody fucked up the plan. If he tweet,
You can pause it right there. And then go to by the way.
Listen, Captain
Hey,
Phillips.
they're just being so open about it. This guy here,
So open
Vietnamese
about it.
guy
I love
that
this
goes
guy.
viral.
I love this
Look
guy.
how he brings common sense into this. Go ahead, Rob.
Since when the fuck did we have to bow down to certain communities? Look, I'm Asian, I'm Vietnamese, okay? When we have our own communities too, and our communities thriving. You know, we have businesses. We've been here only, what, less than 50 years after the 1975. Our communities are thriving throughout the United States. If you look at our numbers, there's only about 2 million of us here in the United States. And out of that 2 million people that we have, majority of us have businesses, scientists, engineers, doctors, bright mind people that given back to this country more than we've taken. And we have never asked anybody to bow down or speak our language, okay? Since when the fuck this stupid ass mayor of the little pirate, motherfucking land pirate Somalian in Minnesota have to speak their language and apologizing for those motherfucking crook-ass pirates. Since when we have to do that? This is just a fucking crook, and he's a Jewish dude. What a shame. You know? What a shame. What the fuck's wrong with him?
He's talking about
Well,
the
I have
mayor.
to say this: he learned English pretty well.
Yeah, he's talking about the mayor in
Jacob
Minnesota who
Fred.
had to like worship them and speak their language and eat their freaking slop. By the way, we were I think we were the first ones to talk about it when he was eating that food in
Pirates.
the restaurant. He was like, that went super viral over the weekend. He looked miserable trying to chew on that food, Pat. So miserable.
Eating the food.
It was horrible. But
Adam, did you want to say something
Yeah, of
about
course. So the biggest issue that we're facing, it's a culture issue. So you always hear the notion that Islamism or Islam is incompatible with the West. Well, it kind of is. So the ironic thing about Ilhan Omar is she has infinitely more rights in America than she would have or any female would ever have in Somalia. Somalia is one of the most restrictive countries in the world for women. 98% of women get female genital mutilation, nearly universal there. Child marriage, there's no protection from sexual violence. You're limited to freedom of movement. Women are second class, even third class citizens in Somalia. Somalia is one of the most dangerous, worst shithole countries in the world. But then when they come here, they say things like, we are proud Somalians, we don't back down. No. Cool, respect your heritage. Assimilate. You have a Vietnamese guy like, oh, you motherfucker. They build businesses. The biggest issue we have with Ilhan Omar is, don't tell me anything anymore. Show me. Show me the receipt, so to speak. Yep. Show me what you're doing. Show me that you're building businesses. Show me that you love America. Show me that you care. Don't show me that you're sending money to Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Don't show me that you hate Donald Trump, that you speak against the president. Show me that you love America. Right now, their talk is cheap. Rhetoric is cheap. So either you're going to walk the walk or you're just going to talk the talk. All she's doing is talking, blowing hot air.
And I hate the fact that, and you come here, and they were, and this is the system. I'm gonna blame them, but you can't blame them about the welfare. Think about this: immigrants from Somalia overwhelmingly rely on government welfare. In Norway, 73% of Somali immigrants are on government aid. 73%. In Sweden, 64% of Somali immigrants do not have jobs or education. In Denmark, 69% of Somali immigrants are on public benefits, and in America, 88% of Somalians rely on welfare programs. So everybody here, everybody that's home, that's listening, you're probably at your job right now, you are busting your ass. So 88% of them could have whatever the hell they want, not speak English, and shit on the country. I have a huge problem with that.
Of course.
And that is the system. The system needs to change. That's the same system that one guy stabbed somebody, 63 times you get arrested? What are we doing?
The biggest thing is this. We can talk about it from a national perspective, podcast, whatever. The people in Minnesota, hey guys, Minnesota nice. Is this what you want from your state? Is this what you want? You know, a generation ago, it was the whitest, blondest, blue-haired people. And I'm all about diversity and acceptance. Great, we all love that. But at what point does tolerance completely backfire?
If you love Christmas as much as we do, Kai, we got 3 Christmas trees in the house. It's a spectacle. Every Christmas when, Thanksgiving ends, that following Friday, I have to carry this 10-foot tree that weighs 600 pounds. And the family waits for me to come through, and we get this big tree, we put it in there, and I go up the ladder, and I'm telling you right now, every year I'm getting closer to falling. Okay, I had it under control at 43, 44.
I saw the ladder.
At 47, Vinny, I am so high. I'm so high that if a little bit slips, I'm falling on my back. We're doing podcasts out of a wheelchair.
Nobody's helping you?
And it's always like, can you put the star all the way up top? I'm like all the way trying to put this thing up. I think there's something going on. Like it's like an inside job. There's a story right there.
You have to do it yourself?
Yeah. No. It's a blast. Obviously, everybody loves it. And Dylan loves decorating the tree. I hope for those of you guys that do as well, we love Christmas. And our Christmas merch is officially out. And the hat that we couldn't keep a single one of these. Guys were ordering 50 of these at a time. Rob, can you zoom in on that hat? This hat was such a massive hit last year. We sold 3,000 of them like this. They were gone, okay? And people were buying it as Christmas gifts for others, and then they were sending it to their clients, their friends. It says, Merry Christmas. Future looks bright on the bottom and on the side with the VT logo. It's just a sick hat. We got a few hats. One of the hats sold out. This one that says Merry Christ Christmas.
Nice.
This one sold out. This one's gone. But you have the red one. You have the green one to choose from. And then that one as well, Rob. You have this one. This other one we have as well. If you want to go to this one, Rob, this Christmas on the bottom right. Yeah, right there. And then we have the Christmas. If you want to go and show Vinny, our model. Folks, look at our models wearing their, and these come with a nice, look at this. Look at this. This is
Look at
the
Santa.
That's the pajamas, right? The
Yeah.
Merry Christmas
They're
pajamas.
so
The ugly
comfortable.
sweater. Future looks bright.
They're so comfortable.
Super, super comfortable. Forget about the socks Vinny's wearing that made it in there. Those socks don't come with it.
No.
But they're modeling. They look like a beautiful family. So if you want your whole family to be wearing the pajamas, the Merry Christmas. We also got these sweaters here as well.
Max's
the
truck
ugly
is in
sweater.
there.
This is sick.
Look at that.
Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. And we decided for everybody that does it, we just order a few thousand of these. You're going to get the Valuetainment Merry Christmas ornament that we're going to give to you. End of Valuetainment Future Looks Bright, Santa Claus, Merry Christmas. With any order you place, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, and guess what? Kamala Harris doesn't want you to say Merry Christmas.
Yep.
And we don't mind saying it, okay? We don't mind saying it at all. Merry, Merry Christmas to you. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.